Ford Field in Detroit. It's a special Thanksgiving Day presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Tom Brady and the Detroit Lions taking on Lamar Jackson and the Houston Texans.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has, and how the game...
The first of three here on Thanksgiving Day. The Texans and Lions underway from Detroit. Callaway, the return man. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading them out, the reigning MVP of the National Football League in his third season now from Louisville, it's Lamar Jackson.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Jackson on first down. Flush to his right. They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the Lions' 46-yard line.
Play action. It's Jackson. And that's caught. It's Brian Edwards. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It's a 4-yard pickup. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Well, that's what's called being aggressive right there. But I don't know that it's reckless. I think it's much more of a message. Hey, defense, I believe in you in case we don't get it. And offense, trying to let them know he believes in them as well.
I like it. Your first drive of the game in plus territory. Be aggressive. On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is third down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Bryan Edwards, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They will be led out by perhaps the best ever at 43 years of age now. It's the great Tom Brady.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
7-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 27, Brady. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score Texans 7, Lions nothing.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Working from the gun, it's Brady. He will find the rookie from LSU. That's Justin Jefferson.
Complete to Justin Jefferson. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. The sack by Ronald Darby. good from the corner.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
Kick is good. Makes the score Texans 7, Lions 3.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun, Jackson. And incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And the field possession doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
That's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Brady. And he's got his man. It's caught for a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Callaway, the return man. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now a toss left side for Edwards-Helaire. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
The ball carrier.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. There'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions to take over. They've got the lead right now. You remember last week they defeated the Carolina Panthers here. Good momentum. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's a man who's now 3rd all-time in rush yards, Frank Gore. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Frank Gore, the ball carrier.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
At the 39-yard line.
From the 39, Brady. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Here's Gore now running out of the gun. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
The tackle made by Devon Drake.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score.
2nd and 8. At the 48-yard line.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Brady now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Into the red zone, it's Brady. His throw caught. What about the 5? And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now Brady again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Justin Jefferson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
It's good to make it 17-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Now this will make it into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
It's so educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Jackson. That to his running back, Edwards-Helaire. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll punt it away for the second time. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jalen Smith able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And a happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there as we look ahead to 2 more games later today and then a full slate coming up this weekend. We'll start in the early window and begin up in Minneapolis. A tough one for the homestanding Vikings as they'll take on the visiting Carolina Panthers. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And finally, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. In the game you're watching, it's who else? Tom Brady with a strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 30.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Brady caught left side Hopkins. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Good for a Lion.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Throwing on first down is Brady. It's complete to Brown, right side. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A.J. Brown. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They run with Gore out of the shotgun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
The ball carrier.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
To throw on 3rd down. Brady, and it's complete to Kelsey. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a first down on that last catch as well.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. I think that's Mack who's still down. Yeah, it is. Mack apparently shaken up there. Well, he gets attended to. He'll step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On play action, now Brady. This one brought in by Jefferson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
At the 18-yard line.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
His carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Another carry now for Gore. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
And here's the 7th leading rusher in the NFL last year. It's Leonard Fournette. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Callaway, the return man. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Jackson from the shotgun. And Olsen over the middle. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The Texans send the punter out, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Here's Hill on the return. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
For a Lions.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Hopkins. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now Gold for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Oh, the ball is out. Edwards-Helaire lost it. And the Lions have recovered.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. On on first down. Lindsey, they'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
That's good. We're on Lions.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
10 at the 30-yard line.
They run. It's Gore. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That good for 19 and a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll run. It's Lindsey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Now, that's a mound of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Another run by Lindsey. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well. And that one's incomplete.
Makes the score Lions 34, Texans 7.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he returns this to the 22.
Take over 1st and
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. The pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
1st down, Texans.
From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Isaiah Simmons there defensively.
To throw again. Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Jackson.
That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
8 yards. And it's
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Chris Harris on the coverage.
They go with the option on 4th down, left side. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
4 yards. And the Texans
throwing now. Jackson on 1st down. He'll find his running back, Edwards alone. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
And 2 at the Lions' 46-yard line.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. It's caught. Jones. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. 3 yards the gain there, second down. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
It's third down. And
on third down, Jackson. And that is incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And Jackson throwing once more. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Tyson Alualu. Able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson, this will be caught at about the 5. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. From the gun, Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the rookie Isaiah Simmons. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Jackson's pass intercepted. The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Lions, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get the weekend off now as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.